See you in a little while. Come on. Good train.
All right, this is Mike from Hillbillypimpin Kennels and the president of CBR. Crazy Train. Crazy Train is G Train's clone son. So what was your vision when you first got trained, and when did you first get trained?
Bought Train about 5.5 years ago. Train was purchased on the love of two different bloodlines. The love of Dax line and the love of Remy line. Being that we came together and made a decision of wanting both bloodlines, we had to wait till we find the right breeder. It was mixing the bloodlines close as you wanted in the pedigree, without stepping out and the blood getting watered down, or having a male and female offspring or productions was something that you didn't want. So we found G-line bullies guiding line bullies out of California. And it was a guy that only at the time was mixing the Remy blood with the Dax blood. And we waited one time until we found it was like a Remy line great granddaughter and to a Dax. And then later on he done a Remy line daughter to Dax, and that's the one that we wanted. That's the one we wanted to catch to start with. Granddaughter. That's the one we wanted to catch to start with. And bringing two bloodlines together, we thought we were going to get exactly what we wanted. We wanted a Remy dog, but in a pocket body.
And that's what you ended up with G Train?
We got a Remy style dog, but in a pocket body.
Now, once you got G Train, what was your envisionment? What did you envision for creating Train line? Was that your original goal when you got him? Was to create a line off of him, or?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't to create a line off of him. It was just to use it for our own purposes. We actually wanted a show dog. We wanted a pedigree to match, but we wanted that style of dog that we were looking for. That we think we were going to make a line up. When we started breeding Train, you started seeing his production start to look a lot like him. Now, you get a lot of people from back in the day that just say that you have to have a 7 or a 10-year pedigree that says that your dog's a line. Well, yeah, and we based our line on in-house productions. We watched it grow, but now we also watched the blood mimic itself. It actually started to produce dogs that looked like Train, acted like Train. So, if a dog starts throwing himself, he throws productions, he produces dogs that look like him, he produces champions. So that's what we were basing it on. We were basing it on dogs that he produced. They're looking a lot like him. Same bloodlines that were in the yard, we watched grow. And then we also watched him produce champions and grand champions. So after all that's said and done, after years of all this, then we started calling it Train line. Because you had all the elements to make one. You had the look, you had the pedigree, and you had the generation.
Now, how many champions has G Train produced out of all his offspring? How many of those ended up champion or grand champion?
6 total, 2 grand.
6 total, 2 grand.
Wow. All right. That's pretty impressive numbers.
Judy keeps up. She tries to keep up with all the grandkids as much as she can.
Now, out of all of G Train's productions, what would you say was your favorite?
Not really a favorite, but I love them all.
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize that a lot of dogs he produces look like him.
Right.
So you kind of got to fall in love with all of them, you know what I mean? You'll see some that have a little bit better traits than others, or some that have a little bit better features than others. But still a Train line dog when you look at it.
Right.
So the love is there from the beginning. It's just you start seeing things that you see better in others that you didn't, that you don't see. And you get a cleaner version in some, and then you get some that are maybe a little bit different.
Okay.
But there's actually no favorites. You can't. There's just no favorites in what you see, because a lot of times what you see is all, it makes a lot. You'll see traits that you see that you like a lot better.
What would you say was the hardest part in putting everything together to make train line?
The hardest part of it is taking the time and the patience to find exactly what you're looking for. A lot of people think that buying a bloodline, they're buying that dog, and it doesn't always work that way. You have to take the whole picture in. You have to look at the parents, you look at the mom, you look at the dad, and then as you produce your dogs, it all starts looking different, but it's still all the same.
All right, Mike. So, what's your ideal American Bully? Like, right there, this big guy right here. What is it that to you makes him the ideal American Bully?
The height, the build, just the overall structure of the dog. You get the head shape, you get the body, you get the movement. But to me, it's a compact thing. Don't get me wrong, I used to be a big dog fan, but now that I get to raising and breeding little guys, this is more my preference. This is more accessible for me as far as house and vehicle or whatever. But you still got the American Bully. It's still the same dog. It's just chopped down a little bit.
Right. Now, as far as features, you like a dog with a shorter muzzle.
At least anywhere from a 2 to 3 finger muzzle. It's got to have that 90-degree stop. It's got to have that dome. It's got to have the muzzle. It's got to have the neck stretch, the shoulders. The only thing that I don't like on a lot of dogs that you see the way they're being bred nowadays is you see a lot of east to west. You see a lot of bad hocks. You see the elbow, the shoulders, the whole nine yards, the high rears. If you can still make a small dog but keep it correct, then that's what does it for me. That's my favorite. It doesn't matter the size of the dog, no matter how tall or how short you make it still has to be a correct, clean dog at the end of the day.
All right, Mike, what advice would you give to a newcomer to the bully game, someone that might be purchasing their first dog or just stepping into breeding or showing a dog?
First thing, if you're going to show the dog, or first thing you want to do is you want to go to. You don't have to start with one registry. You go to all of them. Go to 3 or 4 of them. Go to go to AKC. Go to UKC. Go to ABKC. Come to CBR, and you take something from each one of them, and go to 3 or 4. Try to figure out what they're looking for, what style dogs they're looking for, what the regulations are, what the rules are, what the standard is. Make sure you do as much research as you can. You can get online. You can talk to breeders. Find the breeders that are producing dogs that you really like or that you're in love with. But you have to call them and get the information. You just find a lot of breeders will share information with you. It's not something that just falls into your hand. You got to talk to people. You got to ask questions. You got to go to shows. You got to get involved. If you don't get involved, then you're not going to learn anything. They also have books. The books that you can buy. I mean, I've got 2 or 3 in there myself that that tells you how to show a dog and the best qualifications for what to do, what not to do. There's millions of diverse pieces of information that you can get to learn how to show and breed but now as far as the American Bully, you actually have to talk to the breeders, because you're not going to go to a Doberman breeder and want to ask him how to breed American Bully. You've got to ask them. You've got to talk to them and get the information that you need. Don't ever jump into anything. Don't let anybody say your dream. Do your research. Do your research on the breeder. Make sure that he breeds consistency. Make sure that his programs go. Make sure that all of nothing else. is to make sure that his kennels are together. You go look, if you're looking at a puppy and you want to buy that puppy, you look at this man's yard, you look at his kennel, you look at how he keeps his dogs. You don't want to go in there and buy a puppy out of a chicken coop. You want to buy it from a reputable quality breeder that spends the time in his dogs and the vet and the whole 9 yards. Because that way, when you pick that puppy and you spend that money, you know what you're buying when you buy it. A lot of YouTube videos you can watch that tells you how to stack your dog. There's handlers that you can talk to at the shows before you even get in the ring. There's judges that you can talk to that ask 1,000 questions before you even step in the ring or even purchase a dog. It's all based on the individual and how much work they want to put in.
All right, Mike, what is your opinion on the current status of the bully world today?
I've watched these dogs change over the years. Some are better to breed, some are worse. I've watched these dogs go from your standard, American bully to extremes to exotics to whoever can come up with the next best thing. What ends up happening is people buy into a fad and they don't realize that they're not helping the breed in the long run. They're actually ruining the health of the dog, the fitness, the feel. How can you go from one extreme to the other? Dave Wilson started the breed, and that's where we started from. Now we all make our changes to it. We all change, each breeder changes something about the dog. They change the height, whatever their preferences and their vision of what they call their vision. Everybody has a different vision of what they think the American bully should be. It's hard to come up with a consistency of what the vision should be.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's dog's going to be the same. Nobody has a perfect dog. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen a lot close, but not perfect. Where is it going in the long run? I think right now a lot of people are breeding for quantity, not quality. And a lot of people are selling dogs for the blood and not the structure. The thing about it is when you buy an American bully, you're buying what you should be expected of the standard, either short or tall. The standard is still the same. A lot of these dogs are still should look a lot the same. Everybody goes by the same rule book. But what bothers me more than anything is people chase a dollar more than they chase the welfare of the dog, and that's the biggest disappointment that I have. There's a lot of positive things going on in the bully movement as well. I mean, those are the bad. Some of the good are, you see benefits and you see, people giving back to community. You see communities growing. You see them coming together. You see that family, orientation within the dogs instead of a racket. And that to me, that's the future of the breed, is when everybody brings the dogs together and brings themselves together to make a united front, where you don't have everybody kind of pitted against one another, where they think this is the best or this is the best, when everybody comes up under the same page and rolls under the same flag. That would be the key part in the end for me.
All right. Now, what advice would you give to